Okay, let's roll into our post-race press conference for today's Sylvania 300. First race in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. And we're joined up front by our second and third place finishers. Our second place finisher is Denny Hamlin. He drives the number 11 FedEx Small Business Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. He's also our points leader, retains that. And our third place finisher is Jamie McMurray. He drives the number 1 McDonald's Chevrolet for Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. Guys, terrific performance out there today. The race had a lot of ebb and flow. And Denny, you certainly fought back from an early race incident to finish a very solid second place.
Yeah, we had a great our car was good. We just fought restarts all day. We were, it took us half the race or three-quarters of the race, actually, to get up front to the top 3 or 4. And then as soon as we got there, we got spun. So it was so frustrating on my part to have to, battle back from 22nd there with 80 to go. And just Mike worked on the car and got it super fast there at the end. And, I was just trying to make those guys run as hard as I could, but, it wasn't enough.
Jamie, certainly you led some laps, had a outstanding race car, and just a continuance of a very solid season for you.
Yeah, when I passed the 14 for the lead, I really thought I was going to be able to drive away. I ran a couple of laps there and opened up about 10 cars, and I drove off into turn 1, and the splitter started crashing the ground. So I'm just going to assume that a bump stop or something maybe failed, and just let the car over travel. And the whole last run, I couldn't really use any brakes. If I pushed on the brake hard at all, it would make the splitter crash into the ground. So it was a really good day for us, though. Had a solid weekend, and this is, I think, statistically my worst track. So it's really, really good for us to come in here and have a solid run.
Okay, we'll take questions now. We'll start on the front here, and then we'll go over to David. Go ahead, and then Jenna.
Yes, Denny. There was so much talk going into this race that the first couple of weeks, you didn't want to do anything that could lose the chase. Were you surprised that there was so much gambling going on at the end of this race? And in one lap, Tony lost 94 points. Were you surprised that it didn't follow the script?
I was very surprised to see really how aggressive guys were on restarts. It was it's such a balance because you got guys like Jamie that are like win, and we're like I just don't want to get hit on restarts. I'm just trying to not get run over and whatnot. So it's a balance out there, and this is one of the toughest tracks to have restarts. So I was really worried about this track in particular, getting out of here unscathed, and we didn't, but we just battled back right there. So it's overall it was pretty surprising to me to see how aggressive it was.
All right, we'll go David, Jenna, Mike Vega.
David Caravella, NASCAR.com. Denny, do you come out of here mad that you didn't win, or do you come out of here thinking, man, we pulled the points lead kind of out of the fire today?
Well, the 33 had a really good car. The 1, the 14. Those 3 cars I felt like were the best cars all day. We really never got to show where our car was at. As soon as we got to the top 3 is when we got spun. So it was like, we clawed and scratched our way to the front, all day to get in position with 80 to go for a win. But luckily, it's a double-edged sword. It made us come in. We had to get fuel and get tires, and it gave us the fuel for the end. But typically our Toyota gets really good gas mileage, so I knew we were going to be fine on fuel right there at the end. So it was top 6. Top 6 is where I wanted to leave this day, and so first mission accomplished.
I will go Jenna, Mike Vega, and this gentleman over here.
Denny, sort of a 3-part question. 1, what happened there? You got up to 4th on that restart. What happened to Carl? You dropped up to 22nd. This is question number 2. What's going through your mind? Is it hard to say, hey, the day's not ruined, we can salvage this? And then those closing laps, did you think you could get Boyer if you had enough time?
I needed one more lap. I mean, we gained a ton right there. It's tough to say once he ran out of fuel. The way they were running, I'm not sure how much they were conserving, if any, but our car was just really fast that last run, and obviously the fastest car on the track. But, yeah, I mean, it was, I guess Carl just got loose, but, he hit us, and we saved it, and I moved way up the track because, just in case, somebody else was up under there, and then he just hit us a ton again. So it was like, I thought he was going to control it the first time, but it took him 2 or 3 tries to get it.
And then when you drop back to 22nd?
I was really glad we just didn't get plowed by the entire field. And obviously, we spun right in front of the entire field at that point. And first thing I asked is how many cars was on the lead lap, because I wanted to see how bad our day was going to be. And when I restarted 22nd, I immediately set a goal and said, all right, let's finish top 15. A few things happened. I was like, oh, crap, let's get a top 8. Next thing you know, top 6. Holy cow, we can win this thing. So it was just one of those days where our car, we just made a heck of a charge at the end.
We'll go Mike Vega, this gentleman here, and then go from there. Go ahead, Dustin. Mike Vega, go ahead.
Denny, can you describe what was said to you over the radio when Tony ran out of gas, and how far were you from getting to Clint? Was it just too far to get to him, and obviously he was having to deal with some fuel issues as well?
Well, we almost got to his bumper the last corner, but I wasn't going to move him anyway. It wasn't worth it. He had the best car. He deserved to win, honestly. So I wouldn't move a guy for that reason. So I was happy with the day I had. I would have loved to win, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to go out there and do it the dirty way. But, just a good overall solid day.
Let's take this gentleman, then Dustin, and then go to the press box. Go ahead.
Denny, Jeff Walsh, Boston Globe. What does this do to your confidence to be far behind and battle all the way to second as you go to the rest of the chase now, knowing that you were able to accomplish this today? How does this affect your confidence?
It's good. It gives me somewhat of a buffer at Dover. We all know how Dover is for me, so we just got to minimize a bad day again at Dover next week. That's our goal. You got to set a number that you're satisfied with, and try to reach that goal at Dover next week. So the good news is we finished, I think, 3rd or 4th there in the spring, which is a heck of a lot better than 22nd and 2 laps down last year in the chase race. So if we can get past Dover, we've got a lot of really good tracks for us.
Let's go Dustin and do the press box, and then back downstairs.
Go to Jamie if you want. I don't want to make him sit here.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jamie. Go ahead.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, questions for Jamie McMurray. Is there a question upstairs? Okay, we've got several. Let's go up to the press box. We'll come back down here. Go ahead.
You can't ask me about Denny either, okay? You can ask me anything you want, just not anything about Denny.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. My question for both of you guys, knowing what you know about how far you guys can go on fuel at this place, Clint went 92 laps on his final tank. Is that astounding, or is that plausible? How does that number strike you?
I need to check his fuel tank.
Yeah,
I think there's something wrong with it.
I don't think I know that he went 92 laps, but we ran 20 of those under caution. And I know before the race we talked about 75 laps under green. So I wouldn't say that I would say he was really close to being out.